Today's video is going to be about disabling JavaScript or opting out or blocking Google.com's trending search dropdown, among other words that may be in the title. Let's go through the 4 or 5 stages of regret and acceptance here. Your options are the following. Let's try the one that they tell you to do, because in the help forums, they're all about getting points, not giving you an answer. Google.com/preferences, FG equals 1, hashtag, it's actually just, the tater masher thing, tab, uppercase VAL, tab value equal 1. This lets you see the autocomplete with trending searches that you can turn off. What you're doing is you're overtly telling Google, stop. Google's don't be evil policy hasn't existed for a very long time, so don't bring it up. And it ignores you. And it's gone. The reason for that is you're telling Google to stop doing Google things. You're telling Google to stop doing something that they know damn good and well aggravates a significant portion of the people who use the website, who are technically minded and don't want it bringing up trending searches. But more importantly, it throws it in your face a lot more after you do this, that it's going to do it and there's nothing you can do about it, so you will have learned helplessness. I'll try to give links to the Wikipedia articles on some of these. It should be pretty obvious what that means. This is a psychological and psychosocial set of behaviors done by a corporation, because all of them do it now, to make it to where you get used to being cattle. We're not using we don't say the sheeple because they'll come out of the ground. XKCD reference. Anyway, let's move on. The autocomplete with trending searches is also not the problem. It's the drop-down itself. So let's try something else. Let's block the drop-down so we don't have to see it. ublockorigin entry, google.com, hashtag. It's actually a £, but let's go on. You guys use the word hashtag too much, seriously. So anyway, £, UL, or is it UI capital? And then it's role list box has role presentation, has text, including the word trending searches, but it's in capitals. And they're done with all the characters needed. And what that does is it says, make it not show up. That was done a while ago. Google found out people were doing it. Now let me explain this. Google found out a significant portion of the population found this aggravating, wanted to be able to turn it off, and also noticed that they turned it off in the visible, if you dig it out, preference or opt-out. And of course, immediately bitch slapped everybody, and you're going to put up with this. Okay, let's try about this one. We go into the memory, clear all, so that we can get rid of the searches. And it still does the drop down, and it still remembers your searches. Not only does it bring up things you're not looking for, it overtly makes sure you understand that you can't keep it from remembering what you typed. In a incognito or privacy window that's explicitly made to do that. There is no hope. Give in. Just put the shackles on and walk into the blender. Or, and this is funny, you probably saw it in the title of the video. Here we go. Disable JavaScript only for Google's website. There's a product called YesScript or YesScript 2. I'll give a couple of links below. But the point is, literally taking away JavaScript, which is where they've decided to put all of this. And since they're not putting it into its interactive behavior with you, because they've stopped doing true command line level interaction up there in the address bar, turning off JavaScript just for Google.com makes it to where it can't do that anymore. Also, it seems to very strongly interfere with its ability to create a backup of your searches. So why did I bring up clearing memory in Firefox? Why did I bring up opt-out? Why did I bring up literally just making it to where the box goes away? Because all I wanted to do was get rid of the irritation. In the last few weeks, if you try to type in something and Google can't make money by your searches, they have taken to doing aggressive behaviors. Let me explain this. Most websites don't work correctly unless you let the website hijack your keyboard and mouse. I repeat, most of them hijack your keyboard and mouse. It's called something else. But that's what they're doing in this case. If you go to Google and type in spacebar, it will bring up trending searches. And it will let the word hit space. What they've done over the last few weeks is if I type in, and this was what I typed in, tutorial, in quotes, space, alpha channel, in quotes, and PSP 4.5, in quotes. What that is doing is I am overtly telling Google, I only want you to return results that have tutorial on doing alpha channel, or in my case, I'm just trying to find out if an alpha channel function exists within a product called Paint Shop Pro. So I put in Paint Shop Pro or PSP 4.5, the version I'm looking at. The reason is I was just trying to find out, does it have the ability to support transparencies? I'm editing an image. It's got a background that's transparent, and it doesn't seem to be aware of it. I typed out exactly, I have a copy of it down below. If you want to look in the description, it'll be there. I put it in, and the immediate thing that happened when I hovered over the hourglass button, or if I try to hit enter, and yes, I screen grabbed everything using a screen recorder, it looked at what I said, put in an entirely unrelated thing, and then ran me to a page like I'd hit I'm feeling lucky instead of hitting enter, and immediately dumped me to a page selling me something, like Photoshop or something. It was actually an ad for some other thing. It was actually the download page, asking me if I wanted to download. Under no circumstances I typed anything associated with the product. It's not Photoshop, but it was like it. And obviously this was a paid search hijacking. This is sometimes called click-vertising or click-jacking. But in this case, I hit enter. Now, I want to point out something. To type this, I may have told Google I'm a person who uses my keyboard. If you're not aware of it, you might see people who don't type. I look at the keyboard when I type things. Now, I don't know if you understand this, but here's a pro tip for all of you people who've learned to type. How do you get to the other keys that are needed to hotkey a website so you completely order it by non-ambiguous communication? A mouse click can be ambiguous. Lately, the drop-downs also make it to where if I'm hovering over this part of the screen here to hit my forehead, it will decide the bottom of the cursor is what I was clicking, so it can make me click something I didn't want. And their explanation is always the same thing. Download their browser so they have a closed ecosystem, which is against antitrust laws in the United States. Because Microsoft did it first and may have done it with more style. Altering what the pointer's point means in a web browser is not a subtle way of saying we're misdirecting you on purpose to fuck with you. Hey, here's our solution because we created a problem. But this goes beyond this. If I type in how to, google.com, in quotes, drop down in quotes, search or trending search in quotes, and the word block, it fake crashed my browser. It did it 3 times in a row and then stopped. It didn't say, hey, download Chrome, but when I reopened it, when it successfully crashed it, it auto-loaded Google's search for download Chrome. My Firefox crashed. Before you say it, I'm using Windows 7, I'm using an older version of Firefox, 90, 91, that sort of thing. Yes, all the excuses you see in the help forums that basically say, just loosen up, relax, and let the sand and salt happen, download Chrome, and install Windows 11, and everything will be fine. I'm a security technician by trade in the past. I'm retired effectively now because I don't have a job doing it. The answer to that question is, are you fucking insane? No, I'm not going to do what a corporation tells me to do. Not because I'm being defiant, but because they're telling me to do it by crashing my computer remotely, by interfering with the keyboard, the mouse, me hotkeying, obviously set off an alarm bell. Oh, this guy hotkeys. I don't type, I hotkey. The reason I look at my keyboard is, do you have any idea how many fucking keyboards I have? I have one separate keyboard I use just to deal with, mapping the keys to deal with fucking Blender, okay? Hey, guys who wrote Blender, laptops don't have numpads, you know that, cunts? You know that? I'm okay now. I have an entire video where I complained about this years ago. I'm going to upload it again so it shows up again. Hijacking your search is something that a virus or malware routine does when it infects your browser. Google's just fucking doing it directly. I typed in Paint Shop Pro, it loaded up some other program. Obviously, it was a paid advertisement because stupidly they explained the page that it jumped to was a paid advertisement injection. It didn't use the word injection, but it should have. It hijacked what I was looking for because I was looking to find out if Paint Shop Pro 4.5 for Windows knows how to handle alpha channels in a PNG or any other damn file format. Because I can't find the alpha channel anywhere. And when I looked up tutorials on it, I had to type in PSP or Paint Shop Pro 4.5, and then eventually Google just got fed up with me not listening to them or looking at their ads. I'm running at ublockorigin, that might have pissed them off too. But the fact that I was hotkeying it by typing everything I needed and then hitting home to go back to the beginning to put in a quotation meant that it immediately did a drop down with nothing related to what I was looking for, and I sat there for a minute and realized it replaced everything I was typing with something unrelated. This is the second or third time I did it. After that I realized this thing is redirecting me. It's ignoring what I'm typing, substituting almost random shit, and making it to where I can't retrieve what I was typing. Breaking workflow, busting you up, and gaslighting you by acting like you never typed it. I hit back button, I hit, there's a history in it, everything was missing. All that was in the history, which I enabled for an experiment, was looking up other products they're paid to advertise. All of them showed paid ad. The little symbols and stuff. Well, it's because you're running Firefox. Maybe. Is that something you want them to do? It's because you're running, Microsoft Windows 7. It wasn't doing this a month ago, or 2 months ago, or whenever it started. And it goes out of its way to make it look like I hit something like the up and down arrow. By the way, if you hit enter, sometimes it just enters and puts in another line. It doesn't understand that I'm hitting enter to tell it to do the search. Not only have I had to turn off the AI functions, I have to completely disable JavaScript in order for it to not be able to misdirect me to something that, by the way, it then cleared memory in my browser, literally flushed it to where I couldn't go back to the previous page. And did I mention it crashed the thing when I tried to look up something it really fucking didn't like me looking up? And I did this on the web version, where you hit the web tab where it turns off AI. I did it with the embedded web version, code that includes the number 14 that says don't do AI. The only thing that worked was turning off JavaScript, and then it got really pissy but couldn't really do much. All it could do is deliberately misdirect me by making it to where hitting enter was not hijacked anymore. It just took it literally and thought I was typing out a multi-paragraph sentence to search, which obviously is not what I was doing. And then someone's going to say the following statement. This is my bot detector. Oh, you're on a help forum looking it up. Why would you want to do that? They don't even specify what you were doing. They know that they're not going to have the bot do that. It'll say, why would you want to do that? And that comment will get a bunch of supporting comments that try to discuss this. These days they get clever and actually look like humans, and it's to keep you from looking up shit and discourage you. And it'll always say, marked as best answer. You shouldn't do that on Google Help forums. And every other page does the same thing these days. Hear about the political bad thing a few weeks ago where someone would type up something and it would completely replace the email by putting in some spam or propaganda? Well, you're going to experience this on Google now. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. You'll need it.